So I'm driving to my friends this weekend. I've got some friends who live in Warrington, and I'm driving to my friend's house for a night. I haven't seen him in quite a long time, and I'm really looking forward to it, if I'm quite honest with you. The funny thing is, right, it's now winter. It's the end of November 2024, and obviously I've got the hardtop on, and I put it on once and taken it off because the sun came out, and I ended up like taking the roof down. So anyway, so a couple of days later, I put the roof back up because I got to a stage where it was icy and really cold. Traffic's quite busy. Yeah, really cold. So I decided the car's better off with the roof on it. So I put the roof on it. Anyway, today you can't really see out the back window or anything, but today when I'm deciding to go to my friend's house, and my friend's never seen this car, it's decided to be nice and warm and sunny. It's 14 degrees and sunny. I could have quite happily put the roof down and travelled along with the heater on if I needed to, but unfortunately when you've got the hardtop on, you can't do that, can you? The hardtop's got to stay on no matter where you go. You can't really take it off and leave it anywhere. So it's one of the things that I really wish this car had, a proper hardtop that turned into a sunroof. Turned into a roof, so it folded down, maybe a bit like the Porsche. I had some problems this morning. I've only just set off. I've only set off about maybe half an hour ago. Got some breakfast from McDonald's, and I've already a motorcycle. I parked my car up, and I was stood waiting to get in it. These two motorcyclists came to park because they've got to park right at the front, haven't they? Anyway, they turned down here and then down the side of me, and I was against my car. One of them almost ran over my toes. I didn't even open the door. I was ready to get in. He just didn't. He didn't even bother to take a look. He literally just turned in and drove down the side. And then I asked to get in McDonald's. in McDonald's, I got a cup of coffee, and the coffee cup. I don't know who've done this or if they've done it on purpose, but the coffee cup, the lid on the coffee cup, also had the lids that they use for for the cold drinks as well. So that was inside the lid. So when I went to pour the coffee wouldn't come out, and I couldn't work out why the coffee wasn't coming out. Anyway, eventually I took the lid off, and I found that there was another lid inside of it, which was for the cold drinks. So I think somebody put that in for a laugh, but anyway, so I got it out. But consequently, when I tried to get it out, it dropped water, it dropped coffee all over the place. So I asked the assistant for some help, cleaning up, and she just looked at me, did that, and walked away. She just gave me some flipping towels to clean it up myself. I was like, oh, okay, fair enough. But then I'm trying to walk out the door, and people are bumping into me like I'm invisible. Well, look at me. Do I look like I'm invisible? I don't think so. And then when I got, it's just been a disaster after disaster. When I got in the car, these cars don't have very good places to put your coffee cups. They sit here, which is where you put your elbow to change gears. So it's in the way all the time. So I kept knocking it over and spilled coffee all over the place. So I had to clean that up as well. And then, of course, obviously the boot. I got a light on my dashboard, a little red light, and I was like, what the hell's that for? And it turns out that the boot was not shut down properly. And I checked it as well, so I don't know what's gone on there. But because I'd just been in it. And I slammed it down, but it hadn't shut properly. I think something might have got stuck in it or something. Anyway, I'm driving along, and I did a short on this, but I was driving along, and I just happened to look. I'm waiting to pull off at a junction, so it's about a mile, but the light came on, and I'm driving along, and I just saw the boot lift up very slowly, only about that far, so it looked like a Porsche boot spoiler. I was laughing my head off, so I had to pull over obviously and fix that, because you don't really want your boot open while you're driving along, do you? Honestly, it's just been disaster after disaster, it really has. What can you do? I was worried about the red light because I'm going quite a distance. Excuse excuse me, I'm doing a 2-hour journey there and 2-hour journey back. And obviously if a red light comes on, I'm a bit worried about it. But it turns out I could see it, and it's really tiny, but I could see it, and it was a boot. So I knew it was the boot, so I just had to pull over and sort it out. But yeah, it just looked like I got a spoiler, and I was going really fast, and the boot spoiler had come up, and there was lots of downforce. Oh, there was one other thing as well. When I went around the roundabout where McDonald's was, after having breakfast, I turned round the roundabout. I wasn't going fast or anything, because I don't drive fast. And the front wheels wouldn't grip, mainly because there were diesel all over the road. So that's about 5 things that have happened to me in about 10 minutes. Oh, what's this chap doing? Do you know, one of the things that really irritates me on the motorway is I'm now doing 60 miles an hour because there's a bloke on this lane here just toddling along. There's plenty of space in front of me, and he's just tootling along at 60 miles an hour, so I can't get past him because there's another car just here. You can't quite see them, they're just there, so I can't pull out. Right, there we go. Sod it. The lane discipline's shocking in this world. It really is. They just don't want to do it. I don't know why. They think the middle lane's the most safe lane, but it just isn't. Because people have to come from that side all the way across and then back again. It's just irritating and dangerous. But that's what they do, unfortunately. It's like the people with the indicators. There's 2 types of people. There's 3 types of people. There's the people who do it properly, who put the indicator on before they get to the junction. Or there's the person who pulls up to the junction, excuse me, pulls up to the junction and then puts the indicator on after they've stopped. Or there's the ones that just don't bother. And I come across quite a lot of those nowadays. Come on! Stop picking about. Driving so fucking slow. Honestly, it's quite irritating if I'm quite honest. But yeah, so there's them people. I was just getting annoyed by this guy who's now decided to overtake me. What a moron. He's just bootling along at 60 miles an hour. He's now in this lane, which is the outside lane. No, it's not lane. Pootling along at 60 miles an hour, and everybody's having to go around him. Just ridiculous. This is not the best part of the motorway, to be honest with you. This bit here is where the M62 joins the M1. M62 goes that way and M1 goes that way, and it's always really busy around here. It's always chock-a-block, and it's Saturday, so obviously there's a lot of traffic on the road at the moment. And the roads are really greasy, and everybody's really close up to each other. That's another thing that really irritates me. There's one that hasn't bothered indicating, just pulled left. Nobody needs to know where you go. You do. We do need to know where you go. What is that? That bloke is still in that lane, tootling on at 60 miles an hour with a queue behind him. Unfortunately, I can't show you. But yeah, the driving standards nowadays are shocking. Yeah, he's still in that lane, pootling along. There's a queue of traffic behind him. He's not accelerating, not going anywhere, he's just sat there. I once followed a bloke down here who came off a junction not far up here, pulled straight across into the 3rd lane, so the fast lane basically, the overtaking lane, sorry, and just stayed there for about 25 mile, something like that. Nobody could get past him. They were all going down the insides, and of course all the gantries have got cameras on them, haven't they? So if you went underneath them, there's a possibility you get caught for undertaking. Although I did see the other day that you can undertake somebody if you're still in that lane and you haven't crossed into that lane to undertake somebody, and then go back into the outside lane. There he goes. Just shocking, mate, shocking. You might have seen him as he passed then. Yeah, so you can do that. You can undertake, provided that you haven't changed lanes and that lane's going slower than the one you're in. You are allowed to do that. This is a bit of a dangerous place, this. There's a lot of traffic comes from that side. It's the Leeds junction, and they all shoot across every single time to this side of the road. Like this bloke behind me, look, you can just about see him now. He's come straight off that road, straight into this lane, and now he's going into that lane. I always thought there was a rule that said when you join the motorway you're supposed to get used to the traffic before you pull right out to the third lane, but people don't do that anymore. And the other thing is as well, there's a bloke in front of me now, there's 2 car lengths, but there's a bloke just here, and I think that he's going to indicate and pull into a gap that's not very big just because he wants to get past, because that's what happens a lot as well, doesn't it? Yeah, it's a strange old world we live in now. Everybody's in a rush. Everybody's got priority over everybody else, unfortunately. I mean, like, I've noticed quite a lot of this recently, and it's getting worse. You know, people that inconvenience people. And what I mean by that is they drive along and the shops, they have to park right outside the shop. So if there's double yellow lines, they put the hazard lights on and they park on the pavement right outside the shop. So nobody can get past, nobody can walk on the pavement, and it causes problems trying to go around corners because you can't see. I see that a lot where I live, because I live in a little village, and there's the village really should be one way. It shouldn't be two way, and it is two way, unfortunately. And because it's two way, you've got traffic parked up on one side and traffic parked up on the other, and there's not enough space for you to get. It's really awkward, and to compound matters, trucks drive through there as well as a shortcut, and it just isn't big enough for trucks at all. They can get through, but there's a 90-degree left-hand turn at the bottom, and they have to go on the wrong side of the road, which the person coming the other direction cannot see the lorry coming the other direction. So the lorries just come down and then just pull out into the road that is supposed to be occupied for the other person coming along. And they don't care, they just do it. And the person who's coming along has to wait for the lorry to do its turn before he can do anything, which, let's be honest, the person in the car has got the right of way, not the lorry driver. But it seems to be the other way around nowadays. It's very similar to the people who drive on motorways. And you know, when they're joining motorways, the ruling states that you're supposed to adapt yourself to the speed and join the motorway, and adapt yourself to get into the motorway. It's not for the motorway people to adapt to you. They don't have to slow down and let you in. And I see loads of people getting grief because somebody's been on the inside lane because there's 2 other cars in the middle. Oh, okay. Because there's 2 other cars in the middle lane and the outside lane, so they can't pull out. And the person who's come on the junction comes up to it and expects the person who's on the inside lane to slow down and let them in. And they don't have to. That's not the law. The law states that the person joining the motorway adapts themselves to the speed and gets. If they can't get in, if they can't pull in because there's a car there, they have to back off and come in behind them, not push them and cross into another lane. It's happened to me so many times in the past. It really has. And people think that's okay now. They think that's what you're supposed to do, and it just isn't. There's a lot of people in this world now who really don't know the law. I was on a course not long ago. We were talking about you know, cars and things and speed limits. We're talking about speed limits, and a lot of people don't realise that there's no speed limits actually. You know, like speed signs there, and there's lampposts that road is a 30-mile-an-hour road. Sometimes it's in the countryside, and people think, oh, it's in the countryside, so it must be a 70-mile-an-hour road, and it just isn't. If it's got street lights, it's 30-mile-an-hour road. There's loads of people who don't know that. Or a roundabout, if the junction you're going to is straight on, you stick to the left-hand side and go around the outside. But they all come up to it, cut the corner, and then go off to the left. And you know, somebody who's turning all the way around and going to the right gets cut off. That's happened to me where I live. There's a roundabout just like that, and I've been cut off so many times by people. And I pat me on just to make sure they know that I'm there, because they really don't. They don't look in the mirror. They just carry on driving, and they stuck the V's up at me. It always happens. So yeah, so there you go. That's my little. It's not a rant. It's just a talk. I might do another one in a bit. See you later.